guys, welcome back to another video. Today we are decorating the front of our other house in town, and I wanted to start here on the balcony. Yes, I'm barefoot. It's raining, but it's warm. I was sweating by the time I was done doing this because it's that tropical depression that came in from Florida, and it's not a cold storm by any stretch of the imagination. And anyways, so I was hot, and so I kicked off my slippers. Anyways, so here I am getting the garland up. I'm gonna get that wreath put up. I had mentioned that I needed Ernie's help with this because it is very heavy, and it does normally take two people, but I got it done. Where there's a will, there's a way, people. I got it hung up. And I ended up using the three garland that I had that's, you know, for the inside, but because it's all plastic, I think it'll be okay to rinse off when I'm all done. So I didn't want to go out and buy any more garland for this house because I don't believe we're going to be here next Christmas. One never knows. So there's that. So anyways, we're going to go ahead and get that put up first. And what I did was I started in the center, and I created a chain with these, I got the wrong size zip ties, so I just created a chain in order to get it up there. And then I swagged it to the left and to the right. And then where it ended, it almost ended to the very end on both sides, I was able to pick it up and swag it around the sides. So it looks really good. I was really proud of myself. So we got the wreath put up. I can't find my extension cords for upstairs. I'm going to go look in the garage when I'm done, so you're not going to see anything lit up, but the wreath lights up. And speaking of lights, you guys had, a bunch of you guys said, light the garland on the porch at the country house, at the country cottage. I don't want to do that because we're not there. So I'm not going to bother putting lights on it and putting, you know, and worrying about that while I'm not there. So that is why I chose to not add lights to my garland, but typically I would have, just so you guys know. We're not living there, so you know, it's a duh moment, right? You see garland, you're like, oh, I want to light it up, but we're not going to be there. So to be honest with you, I'm not feeling decorating this house this year. I don't know why it is. I'm not feeling it. I want it to look festive. Our neighborhood is very festive. All the homes are very festive, but I'm just not feeling it. So I'm doing kind of the bare minimum when it comes to decorating. I, you know, love Christmas and I love decorating, and I want it to look pretty and festive, but I'm just not getting into it the way I normally would. And I'm not exactly sure why that is. I think it's because of the two homes. I don't know. Maybe because of the two homes, you know, maybe because I'm not hosting Christmas. I'm not exactly sure what's going on, but yeah, I totally agree. Lighting the garland, it's, you know, it's, you know, a dumb moment. You look at garland, you say, oh, I want to light that up. But like I said, we're not living there yet. So I chose to not do that. And so I'm not doing it to this house either, unless Ernie is feeling frisky and decides he wants to light it up when he gets home. I was so hot. I was sweating. I mean, you're going to see my hair flatten and flatten and flatten because I had to keep walking when I got downstairs from the porch to the garage, and my hair just got wrecked. So thankfully, I have a hair appointment this Friday, so excited about that. But now we're just putting these wreaths up. I had these on every window last year, and I decided to put them here and then in a couple downstairs you'll see in a minute. But they're just really inexpensive wreaths that I got. I think they were like $1 or $1.99, and then I bought the really inexpensive bows, and the command hooks were already on the windows from last year, so that was nice. I was able to just fluff them up and put them out there. It's really a nice look to have green wreaths and a red bow on your windows. I just really like that look. I also can't find my candles. I have those battery operated candles I wanted to put in every window, and I can't find them. I'm not exactly sure where they're at. They're not in any of my tubs. You guys know I went through every single tub, and I just can't find them. So hopefully soon I'll be able to get those put up, because I know they're here somewhere. I probably put them in an inconspicuous place saying, oh, I'm going to put these here so I don't, so I'll remember them. And then, of course, I don't remember them. So now I'm in the attic and I'm just pulling out everything that I want to use out in the front porch. I had saved one of my, I call it frosted because my mom called it frosted. So I'll flocked, one of my flocked garlands. And so I'm going to pull that out. I have my sleigh. I have my reindeer. I love this reindeer. I used him by the fireplace last year indoors, but he is an outdoor reindeer. So I am going to use him on the porch just like I did in California. And then I have this little tree because I know that the garland isn't going to quite go all the way down. If you use one, it goes maybe about 2 to 3 feet. It's 2 to 3 feet short on either side. If you use two, it's too much. So I saved one, and I figured I would, be able to kind of camouflage the areas where the garland is missing. So that is what I decided to do. So I'm going to grab that garland. My little mini tree that I have is also a great porch decor, but also is going to help me to camouflage that area that has no garland coming all the way down. So like I said, I didn't want to go out and buy anything. I'm really working on using everything that I have, because I bought, a lot of stuff for the porch at the country house. I took a bunch of stuff that I had already, but I bought stuff there, like all the new garland, everything. So I didn't want to buy any more for this house because, again, it's kind of a transitional thing, but I do want my home to be festive. And so this is where I was just kind of like stretching it out and just kind of looking at it, making sure it was going to work. So what I did was I just folded it in half to find the middle. And we already had the clips up from last year. These are vinyl siding clips. They're so nice if you have vinyl siding or just siding in general. They stick right in there, and they've got little loops, and you can leave them up all year if you want to. And they work perfectly. I'm standing on a chair, a folding chair, because we left the my little stepping ladder at the country house. So I grabbed a folding chair, and I wasn't quite reaching here. And then I decided this isn't safe after I get it up there, and I go and grab a ladder because you got to be safe, especially when you're by yourself. So I just felt like the chair might give, fold underneath me. I don't know. I was just worried. So I went and got this is where I was like, okay, Anna, you're not really reaching. Plus, I didn't want to hurt my back, by overstretching. So I went and got the ladder, and we're just going to get this all decorated here and add all these little Christmas touches. And I think that it turned out so pretty. this planter over because it's still doing so good. The vinca vine, just, we have cut it so many times. I needed to cut it again. It just is growing like crazy. But I thought maybe I would use this over on this side to camouflage the fact that the garland isn't long enough. Oh, and the mark on the door is because I not wiped it down, but I got it wet when I was hosing. I hosed the front porch down before I started. Anyways, and I couldn't decide if I wanted the reindeer here. And then I remembered, oh, I still have to put a rug down. I was just really playing with how I wanted everything to look, you know, and I do like the fact of having the plant there, but it wasn't working. You'll see once I got the rug down, it just wasn't working. And I need to be careful where I put him because he's got those, you know, those, I can't remember those things. He's got pointy things on him. And, you know, coming in and out of the house, I didn't want anybody to get hurt or snag, you know, their clothes on it or anything like that. So, I don't know. I was considering all of that. I do love the idea of having a plant next to the door. It's just, I love that look. It just really is nice. And I thought, well, gosh, if I can buy a poinsettia and put a poinsettia in there, and it just didn't work out. I'm still going to look for a poinsettia to put in there, but I ended up moving it. I was just really playing with where to put him. I had the same issue with him when I bought him. I got him at Lowe's, by the way, and in California. But I was just really playing with him. I just really wasn't sure how I was going to do everything. You know, I was thinking, gosh, ice skates would be great, but those are at the country house. You know, so and then I noticed, oh, well, I put the rug and I put the plant on top of the rug, and the plant was leaning really far to the right. You can't really see it here, but it was leaning into the house. So I went and got something to try and level it out. And then I thought, this just isn't going to work. So I go ahead and I move him. Do you guys do this when you're decorating? It's a constant. Usually this stuff is cut out, but I really wanted you guys to see the process of what it looks like when, you know, when decorating. You know, we can edit a video to make it look like we really know what we're doing when, you know, we don't. We just, you know, we figure it out, and those are the parts that we put on YouTube, you know, the pretty parts. But why is this one slow-mo? Oh boy, I got some slow-mo in there. Sometimes I don't know what my camera's doing, but well, here we are. But I ultimately ended up just doing that, and then, you know, putting him there, and putting my tree over to the left. I had this tree has the wraparound twinkle lights in it, you know, that you can put batteries, but it also plugs in, so I do like that. And I like the fact that I can put battery operated lights in this and not have to worry about plugging it in. That just makes it so nice. I can't stand cords on the front porch. So anyways, it looks really good. I love it so much. But then my sleigh, I considered, you know, how I should put the sleigh. I would really love to have a original sleigh, like a big normal sleigh, but I don't. And you know, they're quite expensive when you find them at antique stores and stuff. So maybe I'll get lucky and I'll find one out in the country at one of the stores. But I ultimately decided to just leave it like that because from the street you can see it looks good from the street. Maybe from not the angle I showed you. Well, here are our deer that we normally put in the garden, and we may still, but Ernie, we took the chairs from the front porch to the country house, and Ernie wants to bring the chairs from the balcony down to the lower level, but he hasn't done that yet. So I decided to go ahead and put the deer on the front porch. So we're going to go ahead and put them together. He may end up moving them if he decides to put the chairs on the front porch. During the winter, we don't sit down there, so I would prefer to just take them to the country house, the chairs, and not, you know, and not have them here. They're rusting because those chairs, I got them at Big Lots in California, and on the rockers, water gets in them and sits and they rust. On the chairs down below too, and they rust. So the chairs down below have left little tiny rust rings on my porch. And then upstairs, when I was decorating the railing, I went to go move the rocker, and a bunch of water poured out. So I told him, you can't pull those through the house to take them downstairs. And honestly, I don't know that I want them downstairs. So I think I might tell him to let's just take him to the country house, and we could put him out on the back patio because we don't have any furniture out there. We put 2 chairs in the front porch. It'd be nice to have a chair and a couple of chairs in the back porch as well, and they'll be more protected in that patio than they are upstairs. They get all the rain, all the weather. When it snows, they get covered in snow. So, I told them, I go, at least they'll dry out. We can let them dry out and then put them on the patio there. So I think we're going to do that. So I thought maybe putting these reindeer there would look really cute.